So I need something for my craft works that I'm going to do here. And I don't want to get the island dirty when I use a glue gun. So Gary found this in the trash and he said I can have what I want, and I've made some window covers with it. Now I'm going to make an island cover. I have to make sure it's clean. Both sides are the same, so I don't think it matters what side I do. I see if it's got any curl at all. It doesn't really have a curl, but if it's got any curl at all, it's kind of going up, and I'd rather have it go up than down because this is an island, and I'm not sure how big I'm going to keep it, but I am going to run it this way because the other way it's shorter, so this way it's longer, and this will give me more room to work. So it doesn't look like there's any dust on this, and we're going to use contact paper. There it is. I got myself marble. This looks pretty good. Here's it. It's not going to be perfect, but I can always trim the edges. This is cuttable. I'm going to just go ahead and, I'm really trying to save on this because I think I have enough to do both sides. But this cuts fairly straight. Contact paper has lines, and you can either go through the words, it's all lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut perfectly straight. Easy to cut this, free hand, nothing fancy because it's all lined out for you. Okay, so we'll come back to this. Since I'm going to be using it soon, I'm going to try to open it so it's not so curly. All right, like I said, it's a pain. It's cheap. You can get the rolls for like $4. They're not expensive at all. Now there's so many different ways of doing it, and the last time I did it was I lined it up and I pulled it, and it worked. Oh, it's already got a crinkle. No, I didn't even peel it yet. So let's see what happens here. This is usually the best way to go. I wish I could line up the designs, but I don't think I can. Let's just see out of curiosity. I don't know if the pattern is exactly the same where it could be lined up so you wouldn't even see a seam. I would probably have to have another roll. Oh, wow. You know what? It might be close enough. Just the way it is. I kind of like that. I don't think it's going to go the other way. Let me see. And I don't even know if it's meant to do this, but you probably could. No, this is it's turned that way. We're going to go that way on it and try. But it's not going to be perfect. Keep in mind, it will not be perfect. Okay, so let's just do it. Like I said, whatever happens, happens. If it's not perfect, I can always start over. I got a lot of use out of this contact paper I bought. I've used it a lot. Contact paper is really good. If you look around other YouTubers, when they have a beautiful marble top in their kitchen, you're only seeing a foot or two. A lot of it I've noticed has been contact paper. Okay. See if we can get this going. Like I said, you would think, oh, just peel it, lay it down. It doesn't work that way. I wish I could just peel it and lay it down. And you don't want to pull it too much, even though I see this is crinkly already. Now we're going to do it this way. The best we can, and I can come back and cut it later and trim it off. Don't overstretch it, just try to line it up the best you can. And like I said, it's a pain. But I can trim this whole thing. It's the size right now is so big. I'm just trying to make sure it's totally lined. It looks like that's it. Now you pray. No. Well, we can. Whatever happens, happens. We're going to start to pull it from underneath. See, we've got this tail now, and that's what we're going to work with very slowly. If you were an expert, you probably could do it very quickly. Now I see some lines coming through. There's nothing I can do. This is rippled, and it's going to have a ripple to it because it's rippled on both sides. Okay, so let's just slowly work it through. It's good. Sometimes it's good to use a paper towel just in case there was something sharp, weird, and then you wouldn't cut yourself. what I'm trying to do is keep the air bubbles out. And at this point, I cannot straighten it. If it's not straight, it's going to be not straight. There's not much you can do. You can always go back and work some of the air bubbles out if there is any. But at this point, it's just guiding it down. Now, if you've got your own way of doing it, do it. This is the way that it's worked for me. When I was a kid, I used to work in a fabric department and in LA, and I just loved contact paper and all this stuff they used to have, and there were so many things I covered and did with it. So let's just keep going. Being that so curled, it really does fight you, but just slowly go. Take your time. Don't rush it. You can do desktops and everything with this. And it's so nice. Oh, see, now I got an air bubble. I'm gonna work the air bubble out. And if it shows up, it shows up. Sometimes you can pop them, if they're really bad, you can pop them with a pin and then push the air out. You'll have a little weird spot, but at least it's going. Yeah, I do have an air bubble. I'm hoping I can work it out. Might be able, oh, now I'm getting air bubbles. Let's see. Can't pull it back up, so we're gonna just have to keep going. But they're so tiny, the air bubbles. It's like my phone, and I put a plastic thing on the front, and I was so disappointed I had an air bubble the size of a pin head, if that. See, now these worked right out. This is the one that might be, no, it's working out. Okay, I think we got the air bubbles. All right, let's keep going. Just really work it. I'm going to take a piece of plastic from the trash, and I'm going to have a beautiful board. I can do craft work on it, anything I want, and it's totally washable. I'm going to get tired of this color. I can change it. You can pull it off or just lay another piece on top. Look at that. Is that gorgeous? Looking to see if there's any air bubbles. Nothing on this side. Cool, now we got to do the other side. Look at that. Look at that, and it looks like, wow, you got a full marble island. I want to see because it almost matched here, and that's what I want to see. I just barely have enough to do this whole thing. Like I said, this has gone a long way. This doesn't match. Maybe it was the other side. Let me see the, yeah, let's try the other side. I don't think it was the other side. Well, I'm gonna use whatever one looks better. It's not gonna be perfect. Let's see if we can find, no, I can see the way the design is. So that design, that's what I'm looking for. I have the same design there, and then, okay, so here's the design there. Okay, I can't. And the reason I can't is because the design is here and I have to pull it this way to match it. So I would lose about 5 inches that way. So we're just gonna match it the best we can and go that route because the design is not perfect on the width of this. The design is doubled up again on this side. I think you understand what I'm saying, but it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get something that looks really nice, you know, and protect the protect the countertop. Just want to double check, see if the other side is better. I may overlap a little. If I don't overlap, I don't like overlapping, but if I don't overlap, I could end up with the board showing, and I'd rather overlap at this point. So let's see what works better. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter. It's not gonna look perfect anyways. That actually is not too bad. Okay, I gotta turn this around because this side worked for me. So let's see if I can turn this around. All right, let's go ahead. And because I'm right-handed and because it worked, will work on the same side that I worked on right here. So I guess we're gonna go, let's see which has got the cleanest edge. The edge is good. And see, there's a bubble already. The paper from the company has got bubbles. From the company. So that first bubble may not have been my bubble at all. All right, so if I go this route, boy, this almost matches. So the first thing I'm gonna do is line it up. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take a look at it, make sure we got room here, and I am definitely, see the overlap? I am definitely gonna overlap it. It's not the best way to do it, but if I don't and I pulled it here and tried to make it seam to seam, which would be really good, if, because this is plastic, stretches weird, I could end up with the opening showing, and then it would look really bad, because that would be showing the ripply board underneath. So we're gonna just make sure we've got it, like I said, we can trim it afterwards. Trim it so it looks really good. That's why if you're doing something, get a design that doesn't really have to match that much. You wouldn't want to have like animals or flowers, let's say, because then you're not going to be able to match the flower, and that would show. But marble, flecking, any design that is just kind of a run wild design, you'll have much better luck with it. All right, so we're going to, I want this right here. Wait, let's take this. I'm gonna put this here, and this way I'll make sure that this is at least gonna, okay, make sure that this isn't gonna move. I'm just looking for something with weight. And let me double check one more thing before we start. It was hanging over a little bit. I'm gonna hang it over a little bit. Sure, it hangs over a little bit there and hangs over there. And let's see how we do it. Okay, long as there's, okay, that looks good. Okay, let's go back with the paper towel. We don't need this anymore. Now I wouldn't put anything hot, so this is not going to be for cooking anything hot, because this is not heat resistant. That it is not. Now wait a minute. I've got a lot on here. I'm going to have to cut this when we get to the end. Didn't cut it to fit, which is fine. Look at that. Worked out all the air bubbles. Every air bubble is out. Cool, cool, cool. Done. Let me get the scissors. Oh my gosh! Not doing, is this a one shot? This is all the contact paper I have. Okay, I'm just going to take it off here. And then I'll trim it afterwards. Look at that. You know, a little piece left. All right, look at that. There is not a bubble on this side. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to trim off the excess. You know what would have been better? A razor blade. I can trim all the way around, but it is done. It is beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm very, very pleased. Perfect. You can make this board, and I have a place that I'm going to take this board off. I'm going to slide it behind a cabinet. I've got it in the other room, and then this way when I'm using it, it's there, and when I want it, it's there just to grab. And the other thing is too, when it gets ruined, you go buy yourself a small roll of contact paper of your choice. You can make a few of them. You can make the other side a different color if you wanted to. You can have them where you can flip it. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I should do that. Do the other side a different color, and then this way, when I go to trim the whole edge, they'll all be perfectly trimmed. Thank you for the idea. I think I will do that. With that, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Oh, this is gonna be really cool. I think that will look really nice. And just put a black front and it'll be bigger.